Hey fellow readers, today I'm back talking about Volume 2 of Durarara by Ryohgo Narita. Now, in this volume, Ikebukuro is gripped in the fear of a serial slasher who is this individual attacking people of all walks of life from the shadows, slashing them with a blade. Now, of course, this brings all of our other characters from Volume 1, the Dollars, the Headless Rider, and her cohorts, all into the fray to figure out exactly what's going on and what is this thing that seems to be threatening to plunge the whole city into chaos. What's really cool about Durarara is that it feels a lot more like an urban type novel with the intrigues being on a human level, and yet there is a definite heavy dose of supernatural going on. Everything from the Headless Rider to the whole question about whether this is actually just some lunatic who's going around cutting people, or whether there's something even more sinister and even perhaps mystical at work. Durarara has this really great sort of mix of that very urban flavor, but yet revealing that even in something that seems like this heavily industrialized city that worries about things like gangs and that kind of stuff, that there can be this whole element of supernatural and magical going on that people are pretty much just oblivious to. And I think that's one of the main themes that we get in Durarara, is about how individuals are really oblivious. They're oblivious to love, they're oblivious to how others feel, they're oblivious to their own feelings. Durarara is pretty much about how all these people are incredibly damaged and how really they're all just looking for love in their own somewhat twisted way. What's great about all this is that we have a huge cast in this series, and Book 2 actually focuses a bit more on a lot of the characters who were more minor in book number 1. Friends of the main characters that we didn't see as much of in Volume 1, but we definitely get them a lot more fleshed out, and we start seeing how they're sort of working into this larger story that seems to be boiling just beneath the surface. Durarara in general is a lot different in tone and in style than a lot of the other light novels that have currently been localized for the English audience. It's one of the things that I really enjoy about these books, is that the writing is very different. He breaks up things by, for instance, using chat sessions from online boards. He even does stuff like shaping the words into a certain way that it doesn't even fill the page right. It gives you that sense, not just in terms of the words that are being used, but even in the shaping of the words. It gives you this sort of emotional response to looking at the page. It's really well done, and I have to commend Yanon for sort of keeping that stylistic approach to this and not losing it and just, plain out translating it straight ahead. I really enjoy that they seem to be trying to keep things that were obvious stylistic choices in the original Japanese text. So those are my general thoughts on Durarara Volume Number 2. It is a really good book. I highly recommend it, especially if you liked the first one. It really does sort of build more on all of the great themes of Volume 1 and continues to build this sort of larger story that could go so many different ways. It really has me intrigued and looking forward to future volumes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That's always amazing. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel so you can see all of my future light novel reviews, including future reviews of Durarara. I hope to see you in my next video, but until then, bye-bye for now.